Ha ha! Welcome, welcome. Instant Impact, Transparent Truth. Coach Keith on a Sunday special show, special guest, special day. I got my boy BA with me from the GA. He's talking everything Georgia Dog football.
Yes,
It's a big
sir.
show for you, Brooks Austin. What's going on, big baby?
Yeah, man, this is one of my favorite recruits in the 2021 cycle, especially for what Georgia's moving towards in their new offensive system, man. Spoiler alert, it's Brock Bowers. To have Brock Bowers here on this show, obviously you have 5 stars almost every Friday here on Instant Impact, but this is a recruit that I know for a fact Georgia fans are really excited to hear from. So to have him on here, man, is a great opportunity.
No doubt. So without further ado, let's bring in he's my 5-star. I don't know who else has him as a 5-star, but he's a 5-star in my book, a 5-star football player, Mr. Brock Bowers, Napa, California, Georgia's newest kind of Georgia dog commit. What's up, Brock? Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
No doubt about it. So listen, it's a Sunday, bright outside, sun is shining, California, Southern California. And you have committed to the Georgia Dogs. You are going 2,000 miles away from school. What were some of the main reasons why you chose Georgia? Let's just start with that.
I mean, one of the main reasons is just like the people there at the program, surrounding the program, and also just like I wanted to be in a college town too, so Athens is great for that, and also like they win games over there too, so that was important to me coming into like a winning program. So, and just like having like a good relationship with all the coaches and players there too. So that was important to me.
No question about it. How do you feel about the culture in Athens? Just when I know you got a chance to go down there on an unofficial, on your own dime, took a trip to Athens. What about the culture did you vibe with?
I mean, I just really like the people there were great, like I said. And also it was a lot like Napa where I live. Like they have like the downtown area, but they also have like the little like outreaches and everything too.
There's no doubt. And you mentioned Napa. Napa's a beautiful place. It's wine country. They're not known for the greatest athletes in the world. Like you're not going to find many guys from Napa racing Usain Bolt in the Olympics.
Yeah.
How do you come up with a Brock Bowers out of Napa, this 6'3", 4'5" super slot who I'm absolutely in love with on the football field? How does that even come to be?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of, whenever I got to the field, I just kind of wanted to be like the best out there. And I mean, just, I kind of surrounded myself with people that like let me do that, and just people to compete against too. So.
You talked about surrounding yourself with some great people. I know KT Prep is your 7-on-7 program. Nate Kenyon is your 7-on-7 coach. He's a great guy, a close friend of mine. What type of impact has he had specifically in the program in general, not just you on the football field, but you also off the football field?
Yeah, I mean, they helped me so much. Like I went there in 8th grade, and I really got to see like what it was like out there. And just they put me in some great competition, and also like they helped us in the classroom too, and just like pushed us off the field too, and just had us like they brought like counselors in for schoolwork and everything. But yeah, they helped us and like influenced us a lot, like on and off the field too.
No question about it. I know Brooks has a question about the recruiting from the tight ends coach. So BA, why don't you go ahead and jump in?
Yeah, well, first, I kind of want to ask you, man, what did you learn about Athens when you took that unofficial visit? I mean, coming all the way from Napa on your own dime, flying all the way out here in Athens in the middle of what we got going on in this world. What did you learn about the city of Athens that really, I mean, I kind of nailed it home for you, right? That made you think you were going to end up being a Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, like when I went there for the junior day, it was like all football, so I didn't really get to see very much outside of it. So, I mean, it was just kind of like security of this being able to like know what's around, and just being able to see everything one more time before I like actually locked it in.
I got you. But as far as the question for Coach Hartley, man, I mean, he's knocking home runs with these tight end recruits over the last 2 classes with Darnell and obviously yourself. What's it like being recruited by Coach Hartley?
I mean, he's great. Like, he's just super easy to talk to. And I remember I was sitting in my car out in front of my house. I think it was after one of our spring practices last year, or one of our summer practices, and I was just like, man, like I don't know like who this is. Like I don't really know about Georgia and all that. And then like just kind of it all just came together.
Yeah, he's definitely a different cat, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, he made you a priority in this 2021 class at the tight end position. But overall, as a whole, how hard did he recruit you? Was he on you like constantly, or did he kind of let you make your decisions as you were feeling it, or just how did that process go? Because I know you were a top priority and basically the only priority at the tight end position at 21.
Yeah, I mean, he did enough to make sure I like knew I was a priority, but also like he knew when to like kind of come off and let me think about everything. Like when I was getting close, he was like, you just got to do your thing and just think about it and just know where we're at and know where you're at. So he was great on that.
Yeah, last question I've got for you, and then I'll hand you back over to Keith. I mean, Todd Monken, new offense here at Georgia. Man, you're this hybrid, what Keith and I call a super slot tight end at the tight end position. You're a guy that can get into the slot of these offenses and really create mismatches in terms of your athletic ability. What is that new offense going to look like under Todd Monken? What have they kind of led you to believe and how they're going to be using you here in Athens?
Yeah, I mean, they've expressed to me that they just don't really have a guy like me really on their roster, and they kind of like need a guy to be at the tight end position like me, I guess. And so they've just been like prioritizing me and just telling me not to lose my speed for the most part.
You know, you talk about there's not guys like you on the roster. I don't know how many guys there have been like you throughout the country over the last 5 to 10 years. I've actually went back in preparations for this interview, and I looked at the tight end recruits across the country, and I could not find one prospect at the tight end position nationally that had the skill set and the versatility that you have for the position. So here's my question. Darnell Washington was a top-rated tight end last year. Some people had him 5 stars, some people had him 4 stars. He's a big guy at 6'8", 270 pounds. Mm-hmm. What is it going to be like going in that tight end room with this big-time recruit already a year in front of you, and now you're coming in as this super slot?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be great just because I feel like we have 2 different skill sets. Like he's a big dude. I remember I played against him in like the 7-on-7 circuit in Vegas, but he's just a big dude, and I'm like not as big, but I think I'm a little bit faster and everything. So we just have like 2 different skill sets. So it'll be cool how that works out there.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And your game really resonates with a lot of players and a lot of coaches and evaluators across the country. The game of football is a spread game at the college level, and it's all about speed and space, creating mismatches. And for you, you're the ultimate mismatch in that super slot. Too big for corners, too strong, and then way too fast and too skillful for linebackers and safeties. With college coaches knowing that going into recruiting you, what has the recruiting process been like for you? And if you had to change anything, what would that be?
I mean, for me, the recruiting process was like kind of difficult, like coming down to a final decision for me, just because you're never really totally sure. But I mean, it was like a good experience just getting recruited by everyone. But like kind of a thing I would change is kind of cutting down some schools like beforehand just to get a little bit of pressure off, because I feel like I held on to a couple of schools for a little bit too long. But I mean, there's nothing I can do now, but it was just like kind of more stress added to everything. So that was one thing I'd change.
No question about it. I know a lot of young guys, especially high profile young guys coming out of high schools, they have huge expectations going into college until they step that first foot on that grass and they figure everybody was a 5-star in high school. I'm kind of last man on totem pole now, but what's your objective once you step foot in Athens and you're a Georgia dog completely? What's your objective your first day?
Shoot. I mean, just try to outwork everyone there and just try to get prepared and try to play as early as I can. That's what I hope for.
Are you going to be an early enrollee, Brock?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's because we're supposed to play out here in January is when we're supposed to play. I like want to finish out the high school season with my dudes out here.
Hey man, I would too. I mean, especially your senior year, your last opportunity to play with some of the guys you've grown up with your whole life. But there's another guy here in Georgia that you've already built a relationship with and you share a name with as well. And it's the quarterback that you're going to be playing with at Georgia, Brock Vandagriff. Obviously a 5-star, highly touted recruit, one of the nation's best at the quarterback position. What's that relationship between you and Vandagriff been like? And what are you most looking forward to by playing with him?
I mean, the relationship has been pretty good. We're just like in contact over text and FaceTime a little bit. I got to see him when I came out there the second time. We had breakfast and everything, and he's a great dude. And I've seen like his film and everything. He spins it really good. And I'm really excited to play with him because I haven't really had like a true quarterback like that through anything. So it's good.
I got a story for you. So I was talking to Brock probably, I think it was back in May. And I was asking him about you. I said, what do you think about the Bowers kid? And he goes, man, I know Coach Hartley loves that guy. Last time I saw Coach Hartley, he was at Prince Avenue, obviously before all this stuff shut down. And I was walking away after I got done talking to Coach Hartley, and he screamed down the hallway in the middle in between classes. And he said, Vandagriff, get on Bowers now. So Brock's definitely made you a priority, and as Hartley, I'll turn you back over to Coach Keith now.
Well, listen, it's long been said that the best friend of a quarterback is a tight end, right? And if I'm Brock Vandagriff, I'm FaceTiming you more than a couple times. We're going to FaceTime much more than a couple times. We're going to talk more than a couple times. You know, Brock Bowers, you are a fantastic football player. In baseball, they call it a 5-tool player, right? A guy who can catch, who can run, who can hit, who can field, who can throw. You are the equivalent in football. There's nothing I don't think you can do on the offensive side of the ball. I've seen you run the ball. I've seen you throw the ball, I think. You can catch it. But one thing that I admire about you most is that you are an intentional physical blocker. When you lock in on somebody, you're trying to plant them on the ground. It reminds me of a guy who just signed for $70 million.
Like 74.
74 million in 5 years, which is George Kittle. What do you see any of yourself when you watch George Kittle play?
Yeah, I mean, people have like told me that a little bit, like you kind of play like him. But I mean, when I'm watching him play, I'm like, he's a dude. And like I want to be like that.
There's no question. He's definitely a dude, and got a chance to see a video his parents made. And they talked about his background as a running back as a kid. Mm-hmm. Do you have a similar background in terms of your youth days? Because I know you played some in high school, but tell me a little bit about you growing up. Did you play for youth football? At what position did you play? Because you're so comfortable after the catch.
Yeah, I mean, in youth football, I played 2 years. I played tight end my first year, and then they put me in the backfield my second year, and I feel like that helped a lot. But I think what really like got me comfortable was freshman year. They put me at quarterback, so I was running like the triple option with everything. So that was so much fun.
Yeah, no, there's no question about it. You know, Georgia is a special place for football. We all know that. Between the hedges.
I was about to say, that's how you know he's not a Southeastern prospect, because he said he played 2 years of rec football. Hey, brother, they start playing rec football out here at the age of 5. So The good news is you're not going to be burnt out. I mean, by the time you get to college, you're still going to love the sport. A lot of kids get a little burnt out on the work aspect of it and the practice aspect of it. But it means a little bit more out here in the Southeast, as we're kind of seeing with them moving forward with their football season. But go ahead, Keith.
Like I was saying, Georgia is a special place. Between the Hedges is one of the ultimate sceneries in college football. Kirby Smart is a top-tier coach. It's a beautiful campus. It's a great education. But we're in a pandemic. The relationship may not be as strong as it would be any other year where you got a chance to take multiple visits, take officials, so on and so forth. If anything, what would make you change your decision going into signing day, if anything?
I mean, I don't know if anything really would, unless like there was just a complete change or something like crazy happened. But I mean, when I committed, I just kind of want to be like just done with it and just have everything locked in. So like I don't really see anything changing unless like something completely drastic changes that I don't really see coming. Really.
So barring Kirby Smart taking the Atlanta Falcons job, if Dan Quinn gets fired, you're a Georgia Bulldog. Is that what you're telling me?
We'll see what happens to like the whole coaching staff after if that does happen. But Shoot, I don't know.
That's a good answer.
Fine. That's a great answer.
That's a good answer. Here's my last question. And this is a very important question for me because it doesn't just talk about Brock, but it talks about team. University of Georgia is 0-4 their last 4 games against the SEC West powers, LSU and Alabama. They're being outscored 134-77. They're not putting up enough points. Why are things going to be different, or how are you going to affect change for that Georgia offense?
Shoot, I mean, I feel like we have a good like Brock coming in and everything, and I mean, I feel like I can be a mismatch for those guys, just eventually. And I mean, I'm just excited to get out there and just do my thing and everything, and just let it roll.
There's no question about it. BA, you got anything else?
No, man, I'm good. Hey, Brock, man, first of all, I appreciate you being on here. Stay safe out there on the West Coast. Whatever happens, moving forward towards your senior year, have a great senior season. Just have fun. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great senior year, man. It's something you'll never forget.
Yeah, thank you.
Those down. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Bowers, for me, the nation's top tight end in the country and a 5-star football player. Thanks for joining the show.
Yep, thank you for having me.
All right, now take care.
You too.